I'm all about capturing the moment. But as poetic as that sounds, sometimes the moment comes fast. Airbags, rotating kickstand, protected, like all things should be. Welcome to another episode of the Edit Breakdown series. Today we are in the room where I actually grew up in. It's my brother in the background. He has now taken over this room for the past couple of years. But we're back. We're at my parents' house and we're going to break down this Taurus ad. I'm going to try to make it strictly about the edit breakdown and not so much about the whole deal, negotiation, how everything came about, etc. Just because I feel that's a lot of fluff that we can cover in another video. But yeah, overall, this project was a bit of a personal challenge for me. They reached out asking for a video about this phone case. It's a very bright and colorful case, as you can tell. It's in collaboration with the Portugal football team, and since the World Cup is coming up, they got this new line, etc. I'm personally not really a soccer person. I played soccer for maybe like 1 year when I was like 6 years old, and that's it. I have not much to do with the sport. I don't really watch it, anything. And also, it's not really on brand for me if I were to post about it on my social media. So it was a bit of a challenge that I want to accept, mainly because of the brand. And I've seen really big guys like Gox, the man himself, work with these guys. So I just wanted that brand under my belt and accept the creative challenge, see how I can adapt it to my brand overall. Anyway, so that's the reason behind it. My thought process was, how can I adapt this to my style? Also, the deal or the pay wasn't really that good. It was more because I wanted to make it. So how can I make this as simple as possible, still to fit with my brand, still give them a cool product, and still be worth sharing on my page somehow altogether? I'm not gonna lie, I got pretty nervous when the dates of when I promised that I was gonna be filming this piece, because I closed the deal when I was back in Sri Lanka. They sent the case to Mexico City, and I started to get nervous because I had no real idea of what I was gonna do, how I was gonna mold it. But sometimes for these things, all it takes is like sitting down one time, thinking about it for like an hour, scripting it out a little bit, and I came up with this. The piece I had originally in mind was a bit longer, had different shots from me in Mexico City a few years back, etc. But I decided to just cut it clean and make one shoot out of it. Another issue that I had encountered was the phone. I had ordered the case for the 17 Pro, but I personally have the 16 Pro. I ordered the case for the 17 because I was gonna originally shoot this in Mexico City with my friend Acosta, who has a 17 Pro, just because it looks better, etc. Didn't end up happening. Really grateful. A close friend of mine back home gave me her phone to shoot this. So yeah, really happy it turned out. Also, the white looks incredible. Let's hit the edit breakdown. How I went about shooting this is I did have a shooting list. Let me actually pull it up for you. Okay, this is like the little script organization that I created, literally with the help of Claude also. I had like a big WhatsApp paragraph that I wrote in the plane. I put into Claude, tell it to create like a little bit of a shot list organization page in my Notion. And this is what it spit out, basically. It went also through my email chain with the brand to check like certain references that they had sent before. And for me, the most important thing was this shot list that I put together, just because I knew that I wanted to shoot this thing at sunset time-ish, golden hour. And I literally just told two of my brothers and a friend of theirs to come play soccer. That was it, for like an hour, hour and a half. And I knew that in the moment I was going to feel stressed and everything, so I literally just wanted these very simple tick off boxes that I could pull off. Emma Shots is my friend that gave me her phone, and I wanted to save her a bunch of time also. So I just, as soon as she arrives, I wanted to do those shots with the phone and leave. Anyway, we're like 5 minutes into the video and we haven't touched the edit, so let's actually get into the editing part of this. Again, the shooting mode was shot with my little shot list in mind, which was just cool shots that I thought about. I had this intro shot in mind already, which is obviously me with the phone. This is the finished timeline, what it looks like. We're obviously going to scrub through this level by level. Honestly, recently, the last few projects that I've been making have been better quality in my opinion, but also the way that I've been making them has been insanely inefficient because I've had no structure in mind on how to pull these off. I really didn't know much. I had my script ready here, which I cut down a lot. I used this text. I'm all about capturing the moment, but as poetic as that sounds, sometimes the moment comes fast. That was like my hook for the video because I knew I wanted to get straight into the soccer motion shots as fast as possible. This whole section I cut it out, too cheesy, and I ended up not using the Mexico City shots, etc. And then obviously it had to be product focused, so I thought about this line right here. Yeah, so basically that was kind of my anchor for it. I literally, when I opened the timeline, I just had this opening shot.
I'm all about capturing the moment.
And then I knew I had to show the phone. So my thought process was just to show the phone, the coolest shot I have of the phone as fast as possible. Which is obviously that one. From there, continue to the rest of the text and just show my face holding the phone. Because obviously it's going to be on my Instagram. I want to show my face. And I want to be shown holding the product, obviously.
But as poetic as that sounds, sometimes the moment comes fast.
Straight into the edit. I wanted everything in 24 FPS, a lot of motion blur, just soccer, sun, kicking around. The way I made it my brand is like, it's my brothers in my hometown playing soccer barefoot, which I think is like the most tropical lifestyle, chill thing that I could think of. We're obviously gonna go through everything step by step. Then obviously I wanted to do this shot, which as you can tell, probably if you have a good eye, you can tell the fake slow motion here already. Not the happiest with it, but yo, I had to execute on it as well. I filmed this a bunch of times. Sorry, I'm all over the place actually with this thing. Let me go over from the beginning because I'm getting too excited with this. This is also my first tutorial on DaVinci. I switched over to DaVinci a few months ago now, which I'm really happy about. Still not the most fluent in it, but I can pull off stuff like this now, which I'm really excited about. So I usually always create two folders, one with media, one with my timelines, just because I'm a freak like that. I always have my first timeline, which is clip selection. And this is where I literally just dump everything in. I have my media, the school shoot, Command A, drag in everything. That's literally what I do. And then I go through video by video. I have my shortcut for cutting in K, so that's how I do that. And then up and down arrows for going side to side. As soon as I reach something that I like, I chop it up and I lift it up. That means that all the videos in the top are my selects and everything in the bottom is not really necessary. This is from me just going over like different shots of the same thing and me choosing this one. Oh, sorry, this was activated. And me choosing this one out of the different shots that I made. It can also be just like a little section of the video like this.
You're playing soccer, you know?
And then boom, I like this part and that's it. Like anything else before or after, not selected. I'm just selecting the part that I liked. Just didn't make it in the cut, but you get the point. And like this, I just go through all the footage. I threw the phone on the floor many times. And I think I selected this one because it had the dirt that came up with it, which I did not plan that. That was just a magical gift that happened, which I think is pretty epic. From there, yeah, I threw the phone on the floor a bunch of times. I hope the case worked. This is one of the shots that I had planned. Also shot that, I think, 2 or 3 times. Just further away. Then we did these shots, which was a bit complicated because the magic arm that I have is kind of loose. But yeah, basically just put the camera, phone, magic arm, try to direct my brother on holding the phone to get some motion. And obviously these are always a bit awkward to film, but you only need half a second of it to work. So right here, when he like moves from side to side with fast motion, go, 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 boom, works. Done. You know, that's all you
Just
need.
try here. It's a very, like, that's too far and that's too far.
We were struggling a lot with the light because here the light was too direct, and if I go to the other side, we're in the shadow.
And they're upside.
So
And
we
that's
were really just trying, sorry, let me mute this, to make it within this section where the shadows change. Boom, etc. These were obviously very key. Just magic arm on the phone. I went to parts of the field where there's not that many holes, or it's a bit cleaner. There you go. And then here I'm literally just relying on the motion blur of 24 FPS to give this cool background. And with the sun, the shadows on the case here are what give it that insanely cool look. Like, that's just insane. I've never done a product shot like that before. I'm really happy with it. Then I just got some shots of me using the features, which is like this flip out screen. Again, just selecting all of this. This is the tedious part. This is the part that makes you hate editing, going through all of this. But for me personally, it's always a huge investment because once I have this, with this, A, I edit way faster because everything is selected. B, in larger projects like travel films and such, once I have the day selected, I can pump out variations or go back and take things so much faster. So overall, yeah, it's always a huge investment to do this selection process because once it's selected, I can literally just go through and find the section where my brother filmed me shooting, and I will always have the top moments that I think, look, it's as easy as this. No, 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 no. Yes, because I like this shot. Perfect, it's me smiling. Not anymore, not anymore. Yes, perfect, perfect, perfect. No, I don't care. Yes, yes. So whatever I need, boom, it's there. If it's an insane shot, like probably this one,
oh my god,
which I thought was gonna be the intro, I selected it like that. If it's really, really crazy, sometimes I'll give it another color and it'll really stand out in the crowd, especially if it's bigger projects. We did some reaction videos. Oh, just him using it. And my brother's like reacting to it. Oh my god, as if they were watching a video. And then from there, I think we had like 10 minutes left before a soccer class. I was gonna use the field, so I literally just told my brothers like, yo, pass the ball around, play soccer as fast and aggressive as possible. And I was just whipping the camera around like crazy, filming everything in 24 FPS. This was a magical shot. This was not planned. I mean, yeah, boom, boom, had to use that, obviously selected. And like this, literally we just ran around like this. You can see the soccer team already going in on us. But yeah, just stuff like this, 24 FPS, running the floor. It looks so good because motion blur, right? Anytime you stop, motion blur. The ball whipping around. I wanted to be in the sun, I wanted the shadow. That's why I wanted to film at the sunset, because of the shadows like this and the glowing field and glowing skin tones. And yeah, okay, it's been like 15 minutes of this video, and now we're gonna hop into the timeline. I'm so sorry, guys. If for the next time you literally just want me to hit this, let me know. If you like all this before information, let me know. It's really up to you to start molding the way you want me to teach. So yeah, obviously, let me know on that. So, the actual edit. How did I go about it? Now that you have the context of everything that I shot, the script that I was basing myself off of, I think literally the first thing I added into the timeline was this video section, like I said.
I'm all about capturing the moment. Poetic as that sounds, sometimes the moment comes fast.
Like deciding on those 3 clips that were gonna be in the beginning. The voiceover I actually filmed with the DJI mics connected to my phone, and I filmed those at the end because I edited it like imagining the timing of my voice, and then later I edited it to that, right? I didn't want there to be much empty space. So for example,
I'm all about capturing the moment.
boom, like straight. We're gonna cover sounds first because that's actually the first thing that I did before touching too much of the video. Although I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of back and forth between building both worlds at the same time. This, I have been guilty of using ocular sounds. Unfortunately, I don't have anything against them, but I always thought it was like very overused in the filmmaking world. But ever since a friend gave me some of their assets, ocular, I have been using them quite heavily because they're actually fantastic. So yeah, this hit, followed by this sound effect, which is a riser.
What else?
Just made that interruption perfect. This is just natural background audio of me screaming out my brothers with the voiceover running over.
Comes fast.
And then straight into the song. For my music, it's always a real struggle. I'm not gonna lie. I do have a bit of a partnership with MusicBed, but I always personally use all three: Artlist, Epidemic, and MusicBed. I personally don't pay for any of these. These are all subscriptions from other past clients that they've given me that I still use. Guilty. But this time I did use MusicBed, which has a really good feature of finding similar songs to a track that you can upload. I know that Artlist has this now also. I literally just searched Brazilian songs on Spotify, found one with the beat that I liked, threw into MusicBed, and it gave me this song, which I found very good straight from the beginning of my search. So I'm really happy that didn't take too long. I feel like it's pretty basic, but cool enough and beat enough. Sick. So then I just started the music. I added this little whoop from the song right before it came in, which I think is cool. Instead of just starting it there. I like that little preview that something's coming. From there, after a couple of sequences from the song, actually, how many beats is this? Before the loop, you know, like it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Before the loop restarts, I wanted to give it that contrast because I wanted to use this shot pretty early in the video. And for that, obviously, we had to break it with this sound effect. I love that these audios from Ocular always have like a nice little in-riser and out-riser. Which I think is fantastic. Just add that in with the song coming up. Whoa. Oh, and then, yes, I did add this sound. It's just another hit. And later, when we talk about the visuals, we'll see that I just literally had that little kick going on. And then we just continue with the track. Here we did a trick that I'm really, really stoked on, which is listening to the song. You have like boom, boom, you have like the bass, and then you have the clap. Boom, 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 or however it goes. And I just cut the song, instead of having it play throughout like this, I cut it right when the ball is kicked. And that's such a cool bounce that was added there. How much battery do I have left? Okay, cool. Yeah, you can see it here. Just timed the kick sound effect with the break in the song. And then why did I choose to go back here? Because this is where the bass comes back in. You know? Does that make sense? Just create that pause. So sick. Right back into the visuals. All the time I just have my random sound effects from natural camera audio running in the background. Here this is nothing. This could have just been muted because there was nothing that I filmed there. Just the track.
Airbags.
My brother's reaction here.
Airbags.
My voiceover again.
Rotating kickstand. Protected. Like all things should be.
And just a little bit of keyframing for the audio levels, especially here where you're just coming from the laugh of my brother that's really loud. Straight keyframe this down a little bit. I really pumped up my, look, it's at 16 dB, like it was recorded at this.
Airbags.
No way you hear that. Just stretch it up, bring this down, and then I brought it back up, and then I brought it back down, and then I brought it back up and brought it back down. Instead of just keeping it low, I feel like, yeah, it's just way better to do that little wave motion.
Airbags. Rotating kickstand. Protected. Like all things should
Except for here, I did keep it all down.
be.
And this is obviously the coolest thing ever, as all things should be. Boom, 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 and it goes back up.
All things should be.
This was completely natural. When I saw this in the song, I was like, perfect outro for logos, for final message, for call to action, whatever. Honestly, a track made for videos. Yeah, so that's like what we have going on in the sound effects part. Now, how I played all of this together with the visuals, oops, sorry, we could have been doing this in full screen the whole time, is actually very satisfying. Again, I was not expecting to create something this cool up until I was halfway through the edit. I was like, okay, this is actually looking really good. Yeah, I just thought it was going to be some quick project that I was going to pull off. Anyway, here's how we did that. I selected this shot to be the first one because I think I look really good in it. I'm holding the phone right in your face. You can see the greenery in the back. I shot this in my hometown Skool, where actually like half of the side where you point at, it's not the most aesthetic. There's like big solar panels and it just looks not that good. And this shot by my brother actually, was perfect. Like it's just my face, me holding the phone.
I'm all about capturing
greenery,
the moment.
even have the soccer post in the background. Like as soon as I saw this, it was like, cool, this has to be the first shot. That's it.
In the moment. But
this is now very popular basic filmmaker stuff. Just film swipes. Literally, this is just 24 FPS. Zoom in, focus, and swipe your camera around the area you're in, get different textures here. I'm always looking for like cleaner textures, honestly. Look, if we were to stretch this out, you can see why I selected these frames. Because as soon as you go over here, it's like building school, the screen is divided, it looks weird. As soon as I go the other way, I have like just, yeah, the posts, and it just looks weird. So these frames that look unison is obviously what got selected. Followed by this shot. Followed by this shot, which I'm actually also really proud of. This is just a moment that I shot right before leaving the shoot, actually, because I thought this was going to be helpful, and it was. Oh my god, that's disgusting. I'm so sorry you had to see that. That's my foot after playing soccer barefoot. And all I did, oh, that looked crazy, is like wipe around me running.
As poetic as that sounds.
Me running on the ground, pretty zoomed in. I think it's like 50 or 70 mil, just because I thought I wanted like some like foot motion movement thing. Yeah, and I just used these frames here because I felt like they were the cleanest. And they have like that contrast where it goes up and it goes down. 1, 2, 3, 4 frames. The other one I think is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god. Yeah, just depending on the sound effect.
But as poetic as that.
And that's just how putting things between these swipes, it's just how it feels like it's all blended together and it doesn't feel so hard cut. Apart from that, I usually do hard cuts. I'm not a big transition guy overall.
I'm all about capturing the moment. But as poetic as that sounds, sometimes the moment comes fast.
Same here. From the same clip I showed you before. And then it's just cool. Here it just comes down to clip selection, right? It's very, that's where like your taste comes in. Because you could put any clip here, and some just don't have the same effect as others. So yeah, really happy of my clip selection. Obviously, that's why I selected them. But yeah, just wanted the main soccer. Boom, got these, my brother's friend and my little brother. Followed by another one. This one looked really cool because of his skin tones with the sun. After having 2 people shots, I added one close up of like feet doing stuff, feet motion. Followed by, this one was pieced together like this. So I had this one first because I knew I wanted this kick to transition into the phone. And then I wanted to explain like, okay, but how did the ball get up there? So I put in the frame of how my brother kicked it to my other brother. This frame I was not too excited about. Because, oh no, I thought I zoomed into it. I could have zoomed into it more to give more context. Because it's pretty far up in the corner, pretty hidden. Usually I'm not the biggest fan of that. But yeah, it just transitioned perfectly. The main thing is, and yeah, this is a very important thing when editing, you really want to feel like the motion of the video is coherent. Like it's going here, it's going here, it's going here. A video feels wrong when it's like stuck and it doesn't make sense. Yes, there is an extra frame in here. This little bad boy. I just thought it fit very well also with the kick, and then having 1-2 frames, same clip as before, of like swiping in that direction. Also bonus tip. In this first one, I actually, I zoomed in and rotated the clip to give it more of a angle. I don't know, I thought that was cool. Yeah, same swipe. Here, this is actually, it's at 100% because I rendered it out. But I filmed this obviously in 120 frames per second. And to slow it down, this is the first time that I've ever tried the DaVinci super slow-mo effect zoom thing, which is basically just slowing it down to, I think I did 10%. I didn't want to slow it down too much because the AI started to warp a lot. So I did 10%, and then in the inspector, retime and scaling, you select optical flow, and you select AI speed warp better, and then I had to render it out because it was glitching way too much, and I got this result, which is not the best result ever in my opinion. I literally just selected the parts that look decent. You can tell a bit of the stretching happening on the phone here, which is the AI stuff, but look, anything before looks even more fucked up. Look at this. So all of this, which I actually wanted to use, originally thought, is I just made my life easier and cut the usable part to this. The only usable part, and then everything after that is warpy as well. So got really lucky with that. Then just to bring it back snap it out of the contrast. Boom, got the sound effect, got the kick match we talked about earlier. Boom. And then just, again, my priority is always showing as many of the coolest clips that I have towards the beginning of the video, just because, as we know, people swipe, people stop the video and do other stuff. So as much as I can show the coolest stuff in the beginning, the better. Which this shot is cool. When you see me having these double layers, just in this for example, it's 2 options that I had. Because firstly I had this option, but then I found this other option, and I edit in a very non-destructive way, meaning I would never have the balls to delete this, right? Because what if I want to go back? Then I can't, or I have to look for the clip, and like it's just a mess. Just put this one on top. I can also disable this one, Command D, and that's it. Over here, I think same thing. Yes, I had a different version of the slow-mo that I just didn't end up getting convinced by. Command D, deselected. I'm not deleting anything. This hidden layer on the top here is just a little watermark that I did to send to the client before they approved everything. Here we did the trick. And then here, this was a section that I actually had blank for most of my time editing. Because I had so much of this style of footage, of just random clips of us playing around, I had a big selection of it. Actually, I can show you. I have all my selects here in the back. So what I do, sorry to give you context on that, is that I have a clip selection timeline here, and this will forever stay there. Every time I use this, Command A, copy everything, I go to the timeline of where I edit, I paste it here, and then here is where I like remove stuff, delete stuff, change color, just mess it up, but I always have the original clip selection here. And yeah, so from here I just went through a selection of tighter soccer shots, and what I do sometimes, or what I did here specifically actually, is to have more room to play with. Since I knew this empty section, which was this time here, I wanted to fill with soccer shots. What I did is I cut out this audio, copied it over here, and then I literally just edited it on top of here, because I knew that was a section that I had. So yeah, I like chopped it up here, blah blah blah, made my selects, made my mini edit in here, and then I just came back and pasted it on top. And those were the 3 clips that made my selection process, which is just me kicking the ball, because although there was cooler shots of my brothers, I wanted to be in the video as well, because they hired me for the project. So I put in my little section, me kicking the ball, me shooting a goal, me celebrating. That's it. This I shot at home before the shoot actually started. I cropped it like this when I filmed it because it had my phone in it, and it's a 16, so it doesn't match the phone case. But I just, again, magic arm, attached the thing, and just did a close-up of the case in my living room, which has these curtains with like a weird texture on it, and the light was coming in really nice. And all I did, this is on top of my couch, actually this background is my couch, and the light was just coming in really nice, I think 50 mil to just show this part of the case, and then I just moved it around at 120 FPS with the curtain that had this texture, and we got this. Sorry for destroying your ears there. Chopped next to my brother using the case, showing the stand. Actually, you know, a little funny error in continuum there. I don't know if you can catch it. Phone laying down, phone vertical, whatever. Again, I had another version up top here, which actually was the phone laying down. But I didn't like my brother's reaction that much in this one. I really liked it more in this one. So I said, fuck it, I don't care.
Airbag.
Again, here I just showed some close-ups of the phone that I did in the small window of time where my friend gave me the phone.
Rotating kickstand. Protected.
Here I just reused this clip.
Protected.
In 120 FPS because I had nothing else to fill the protected part in.
Protected, like all things should be.
And here I did have intentionally planned that I wanted a moment between me and my brothers, or my brothers, like, how do you say, it's like hanging out together, like showing love to each other somehow. I filmed like a little bit of a fake sequence of me hugging my brother and stuff, but then this organic shot that I got of
like
them,
all things should be,
I think is way cooler. So I ended up choosing that, like protected, like all things should be, referencing to like family, blah blah blah. So that was like the thought process behind that.
Protected, like all things should be.
And then this is just a flash, 2-frame flash. I always use this for everything. It's actually white, where just the opacity goes down. But I brought this into the color thing, and I just, what did I do? I just moved this from it being white. I just moved it up here to make it a bit more orange. And then this was just a video that I had filmed towards the very end of the shoot of me running behind the ball, which I think was perfect for this section, where I can just put one of the logos that they sent me in the email. They told me you can, holy shit, 40 minutes recording already. Oh my god. Yeah, record your passion was one of the 2 options of slogans that they gave me. I downloaded their logo off Google, made it white. That's it. That's the video, you guys.
I'm all about capturing the moment. But as poetic as that sounds, sometimes the moment comes fast. Airbags, rotating kickstand, protected, like all things should be.
Sorry for the glitch at the end there. Yeah. Overall, final notes. When I watch these type of videos, I'm always like, yeah, cool. Now that I can see the timeline, it's sick. The structure, the decomposition, and everything. But my question is always like, how do you construct these? Is there some sort of a guide of like pacing, or you knew there was gonna be an intro and then a break, and like how do you come up with the structure? And my answer for this one, which is honestly, I think, like I said, this is like a newer version of edit that I'm starting to do. Usually I always had like a really rigid structure of intro and then drop of the song, and that's it. But it just came about trying, unfortunately. That's why it didn't take so long. It took me, I think, like a day and a half to edit this thing. But it's just tedious. It's tedious because when there's nothing here, you're literally just scrolling through. I really like the velocity pack in Ocular Sounds, and you're doing this, and you're like, I'm like, whoa. I think this is literally the one I used. So impact, cool, drag and drop, and then this is all you have in your timeline, you know? And then I just go in and I split this. And I can use these 2 separately. And then etc, 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 and you just start building, and then I think this is the one I used here. Yeah, there you go.
I'm all about capturing the moment. But as poetic as that...
There's a couple of rules that you can create for yourself, like, again, my personal rule was, first shot, you have to see my face and you have to see the phone case. Done.
I'm all about capturing the moment.
Then the coolest shot I have of the phone, this one.
But as poetic as that...
Finish my voiceover that I had scripted.
Sounds, sometimes the moment comes fast.
Sometimes the moment comes fast. I need a fast sequence. That was too aggressive of a punch. But moment comes fast, it's fast sequence. Then I want contrast because I want the shot of the phone. Come back into it. Tricks like this just come up while you're editing, magically. And then I want to go back into product because we had enough lifestyle.
Airbags.
And then I wanted to show properties, outro. So there is structure to it. You can definitely plan this out beforehand. I didn't. But yeah, that's overall the edit breakdown. As always, questions, let me know, etc. Do we still have audio going on? Yes, thank God. 44-minute long recording. I hope it was worth it. Let me know what you learned, if you learned anything. Oh, I can give you the fonts also. I love these. Minion Pro is the font that I'm using lately for any sort of text, if it's not like a bold font.
I'm all about.
Which I like a lot. And then for the title, this one is a font that I used here for the first time. I just found it on Google with Font Spring Demo Capriccio. How did I find this one? Literally, a guy that I follow on Instagram made a post with like frames from Egypt, and he used like a sick title, and I sent it to him and I told him, bro, what's the font you use here? It's so sick. And he gave it to me. What a G. And this is the first time I used it. I'm gonna use it more often. All white, always a fan of that. Anyway, questions, let me know, whatever you learned. Also, please let me know. Hey guys, how's it going? I know it's a completely different change of scenery from the editing setup you just saw right now. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much, I really appreciate it. I hope you learned something from watching me edit for like 40-45 minutes. I basically just wanted to let you know that episodes like this, where I take complete behind the scenes of edit breakdowns, behind the scenes of shoots, times where I just speak to the camera like I'm doing right now and talk about philosophical thoughts about life and the industry, as well as like base video tutorials on how to get your camera set up and the first settings you should know as a videographer, are all available in my Skool community, which you can find in the description down below. But in there I have a group of over 200 people now, which I'm extremely grateful for. Insane team of videographers from all around the world that are in there, and yeah, basically have access to me, to everything I've ever known and everything I will ever know. I'm sharing it on there. Breakdowns like this, like I said, behind the scenes of shoots, etc. You can watch the whole video on the Skool link in the bottom. Just wanted to let you know in case you were interested, in case you liked this video, that's where you can find more of it, more in detail. I decided to post this one on YouTube publicly to give people like you, which didn't know about the community in the first place, a chance to get to know what's inside. So, hope you enjoyed the video, hope you learned something from it. If you did learn anything from it, please comment down below. I love to be aware of what bits and pieces were useful and what was already known. And yeah, if you're interested for more, see you in the Skool community. Thanks, see ya.